Hey there friends, thanks for joining me again, and we are going on a spending freeze. Actually, we already started it. So last week, we decided we were going to go on a spending freeze. Well, actually, I decided we were going on a spending freeze, and reluctantly my husband agreed, just to be a little more honest about the situation. But he understands, you know, we explained the whole thing, and basically we looked ahead and saw some, you know, the possibility for some large expenses coming up, and so we looked at what we had available and what could potentially happen in the future, and so yeah, we decided it was necessary. So for those of you who maybe have never done this or maybe never heard of this before, essentially a spending freeze is when, hopefully it's not too windy. I was trying to get away from the whole couch thing for this video, but and then the wind. Anyway, so a spending freeze is essentially when you decide not to spend money. You aren't going to necessarily stop all spending, but it depends on how long you do it for. A spending freeze can be for, say, a day. You know, you're not going to try and go out for coffee in the morning or lunch at, you know, on your break or whatever, dinner in the evening. You're just going to go a whole day without spending any money whatsoever. They can be, you know, several days long. They can even be, you know, a week or a month. You know, people have even gone on spending freezes for specific items for long periods of time, like people who have decided they don't want to buy any more shoes and they won't buy any shoes for, say, a year, that sort of thing. So yeah, that is basically what a spending freeze is. A lot of people who do spending freezes will have like a specific time frame that they want to do it in, and a lot of times they'll do like even a no spend month. I have noticed, you know, a lot of my other friends on YouTube and whatnot, so yeah, that's great. And so it seems like we're a little late on this because a lot of people are doing a no spend September. Our spending freeze is going to be what I'm hoping to have about 1 month long. So with it being a longer spending freeze, obviously we'll still have to spend some money because we still need some like fill-in type groceries and stuff like that. We can't just stop spending any money for a whole month. I just don't think that would happen. But we can cut out some of our, you know, less necessary things, or even things that we can kick down the road a little bit, which is okay. So that is one drawback to a spending freeze that I have found, is that when you get to the end of it, sometimes, you know, if you've stopped buying groceries and all this other stuff, at the end of it you can feel like you need like everything. So yeah, that's a bad thing. Or some of the things that we're cutting out, like for instance, like I said, we already started this, so this is actually week 1 we've gone with our spending freeze, and so we had some things planned. My husband had something that he's been wanting for several years, and every fall comes up, he says, I really want this, and I'm like, you know, maybe we'll put it off and whatnot. And so he was really adamant about it this year, and we talked about it, and he decided, you know, it's probably best to, you know, forego it this year as well, so hopefully that'll come up next year. But just with deferring that purchase yet again, $100 right there, so that was good. I had a haircut planned, so I was going to do that. By not doing that, that's going to save us, I think, around $25 or $30. Because I only get my haircut twice a year, so I am okay with going into, you know, a nicer place, and they spend more time on it, so, you know, twice a year I feel like I can save $5 a month for it. I was going to get some new glasses. I've been wearing these for about 2 years now, and they have like different scratches and just some different things. My prescription hasn't changed, but these aren't in as good a shape as they used to be, and so I did want, you know, a new pair of those. I was going to get them online, which glasses online can be a lot, you know, less expensive, but anyway, so there was another $30, and so with cutting out most of the groceries that we would have spent last week, you know, we have saved, I'm estimating, about $200 in just this first week. But again, that was because we had some bigger purchases that we don't normally make planned for this week. So that made a big difference. If I keep going on with this for the next, you know, next week and the week after and the week after, you know, to complete the month, which I'm planning to do this for the entire rest of, you know, October. So something like a 1 month, you know, spending freeze. If it has to be a little longer than that, that's okay too. So have you ever gone on a spending freeze? I would love to hear your, you know, tips and tricks and what, you know, you do to make it easier for yourself, and different things that you've done to, you know, make sure that you were successful. Yeah, just share your experience with it. And if you've never been on a spending freeze, would you consider, you know, challenging yourself to it? Because it can actually be pretty helpful. It can help you like evaluate your budget, what you spend money on, you know, and, you know, see some of the pitfalls that you have, and you can really see like how these little expenses add up to be, you know, a fairly large amount of money over time, you know, so it can help you reevaluate your budget and what you know, really feel is a priority and whatnot. So yeah, that's what where I'm at with it, and I would love to know what you think. So there you go. That's what a spending freeze is, and you know, the fact that we're going on the spending freeze, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. So that'll be fun, especially since the bigger expenses that we have coming up are kind of exciting, not necessarily bad ones. So yes, more about that coming soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Frugal Brain Girl.